Join me as I dive into this unfolding drama, because what started as a reflective essay has turned into a full-blown controversy that no one saw coming. At the center of it all are two familiar names from the Disney-era spotlight, and a reaction that sparked intense debate across social media. What really happened? Why did emotions run so high? And is there more beneath the surface than people initially realized? Hilary Duff and Ashley Tisdale have long been viewed as part of the same Disney generation. For many fans, their careers feel intertwined, shaped by the same era, the same pressures, and the same sudden leap into fame at a young age. Over the years, both women have spoken openly about growing up in the public eye and the challenges that came with it. Their friendship, often described as warm and supportive, symbolized a sense of solidarity that many admired. That history is exactly why the recent controversy surrounding Ashley Tisdale's essay felt so jarring to so many people. Ashley Tisdale recently shared a personal essay reflecting on her experiences in the entertainment industry. In it, she opened up about body image, mental health, self-esteem, and the pressures she felt while navigating fame from such a young age. The essay was framed as an honest look back, a way to process the emotional toll of growing up in Hollywood while trying to find her own identity. For some readers, her words felt raw and relatable, echoing feelings they had struggled to put into words themselves. But not everyone received the essay in the same way. As the essay circulated online, reactions quickly became divided. Some praised Tisdale for her vulnerability and applauded her for speaking openly about topics that are still often brushed aside. Others, however, felt that parts of the essay came across as insensitive or dismissive, particularly when it came to how struggles were framed or compared. What may have been intended as a personal reflection was, to some readers, interpreted as tone-deaf or lacking awareness of the broader experiences of others. This is where the controversy truly escalated. Hilary Duff's husband, Mike Comrie, reportedly took issue with the essay and voiced his disagreement publicly. His response was strong and emotional, and it immediately caught people's attention. He criticized the essay's tone and messaging, claiming that it minimized or overlooked the very real struggles many people face. His most quoted reaction, calling the essay the most toxic thing he had ever read, spread rapidly across social media and entertainment news platforms. That single statement ignited a firestorm. Fans, critics, and commentators quickly chose sides. Some felt Comrie was justified in calling out what he perceived as harmful messaging. They argued that public figures have a responsibility to be mindful of how their words may affect others, especially when discussing sensitive topics, like mental health and body image. To them, his reaction resonated deeply, reflecting frustrations they had felt, but hadn't articulated themselves. Others, however, felt that the response went too far. Many defended Ashley Tisdale, emphasizing that the essay was about her own lived experience, not a universal statement meant to define anyone else's struggles. They argued that personal storytelling should not be policed to the point where people feel afraid to speak honestly. In their view, the backlash overshadowed the essay's intent and discouraged open conversations about mental health and self-reflection. As the debate grew louder, media outlets jumped in, analyzing the essay line by line and dissecting the reaction it received. Headlines focused less on the essay itself and more on the fallout, framing the situation as a clash between perspectives rather than a nuanced discussion. Social media amplified every opinion, turning what might have been a quiet disagreement into a public spectacle. What made the situation even more complex was the connection between everyone involved. Mike Comrie's words carried extra weight because of his proximity to Hilary Duff and her own experiences in the industry. Duff herself has spoken in the past about the pressures of fame, body scrutiny, and growing up under constant public attention. For many observers, it raised questions about whether Comrie's reaction was rooted solely in the essay itself, or influenced by a deeper understanding of how such narratives can affect people who lived through similar circumstances. At the same time, others questioned whether personal connections blurred the line between constructive criticism and emotional response. Was this about protecting a broader conversation, or was it a reaction driven by personal feelings? That question lingered as more people weighed in. The backlash against the essay was swift and intense. Social media platforms filled with posts dissecting Tisdale's words, with some users expressing disappointment and others expressing support. Comrie's comments became a rallying point for those who felt unheard, while critics of his response accused him of misinterpreting or oversimplifying the essay's message. As days passed, it became clear that the controversy wasn't just about one essay or one reaction. It tapped into a larger, ongoing conversation about how people share their stories, how those stories are received, and how public platforms amplify both intention and impact. It highlighted the fine line between speaking one's truth and acknowledging how that truth may land with others. For Ashley Tisdale, the essay was likely a moment of reflection and vulnerability. For Mike Comrie, the reaction appeared to come from a place of concern and frustration. For the public, it became a mirror reflecting their own experiences, beliefs, and sensitivities. What's often lost in moments like this is nuance. Online discourse rarely allows space for complexity, and this situation was no exception. Opinions hardened quickly, and the conversation became polarized. Yet beneath the surface, there were valid points on multiple sides. Personal stories matter, but so does empathy for how those stories might affect others. As the dust began to settle, many people stepped back to reassess what the controversy really represented. It wasn't just celebrity drama or social media outrage. It was a reminder of how powerful words can be, especially when shared by people with large audiences. It was also a reminder that reactions, even emotional ones, often come from deeply personal places. In the end, there are no simple answers here. The situation serves as a case study in modern discourse, where personal expression, public interpretation, and emotional response collide in real time. It raises important questions about accountability, intention, and the responsibility that comes with having a platform. As conversations continue and perspectives evolve, one thing is clear: this controversy sparked dialogue far beyond the essay itself. And perhaps that, more than anything, is what will linger long after the headlines fade. If you have thoughts on this situation, share them below. Conversations like this only move forward when different perspectives are heard. And if you're interested in more discussions like this, be sure to stay tuned for more updates and breakdowns. Thanks for the watching and subscribe.